Caleb, congratulations on an epic performance, over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. You got a lot of praise from your coaches and your teammates about how you're continuing to put it together each week. What was the difference maker today?
Yeah, I think the constant mindset of just keep growing, keep going. I've said many times the NFL is hard to win in. It's hard to be, a good player, a great player. And so, to be able to keep going, even though obviously I've had games where I didn't like, games that, I would say that are uncharacteristic, to keep going, the moments that I've had, and the guys that are around me, they've been special for me. Their encouragement, my teammates and all their encouragement, my teammates and how they play defense, offense, special teams, when the offense isn't going and things like that. And then today, all of us just kind of putting it together. It's hard to win games in the NFL, and we did a good job today.
The Chicago Bears went back into Soldier Field and took care of business, continuing that home winning streak from last season. What is up, guys? Welcome back to Back Sports, and I'm so back with another video. And I'm just very relieved. I'm going to be really honest with you because, going into this game, I expected it to be, a little bit of a tough situation in a certain aspect, mainly because of Andy Dalton and his experience and how much better the Carolina Panthers offense functioned with him under the helm. However, the defense showed that, whoever is the quarterback on the opposite end, they'll make do with what they have. And Andy Dalton looked not good whatsoever, because mainly due to the fact that the defense was so great. And this was a very dominant win for the Chicago Bears for a lot of reasons, mainly from top to bottom. I'll start with the defense. The defense literally, hats off to them, man. They continue after 5 weeks, showing that, hey, we mean business. We need to take care of business. And, they did leave a touchdown early on with the rushing touchdown for Chuba Hubbard. But ever since then, it has been locked down. The Panthers really couldn't get anything on offense done. And eventually, Andy Dalton in the fourth quarter got subbed out for Bryce Young, which I'll touch into that later on. And, the defense, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, Tyree Stevenson all made key plays throughout the game. And hats off to Javon Dexter, man. Two sacks, and Billings as well. Really solid play. I think we total of 4 sacks this game, which is, more than what you can ask for. One fumble, forced fumble, and recovered by us, which was really good. The turnovers were plentiful, to say the least. And the Carolina Panthers didn't do themselves any favors. In terms of their defense, JC Horn, man, thank God, man. I think he got ejected in the end of the game. And yeah, he was just getting cooked left and right. I know Panthers fans were talking about how JC Horn was going to lock up whoever he was, DJ Moore specifically. Well, DJ Moore, had 100+ receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah. So JC Horton had a rude awakening, and then eventually he just started a fight in the end of the end zone near the end of the game when Roshan Johnson went for a touchdown. And, by all means, listen, the Panthers as a team aren't good. Let's be really honest with ourselves. We were supposed to win this game. But I was worried that it was going to be a closer game because, offensively, we've been super inconsistent. And with the Chuba Hubbard touchdown in the beginning, I was kind of worried that we were going to go in the same area where we were just unprepared from the start and we're just going to fall flat on our face. Well, luckily, Shane Waldron had a lot of great play calls throughout this game, kind of diced the defense. And let's talk about the offense now, I guess. The offense as a whole played really, really well. Yes, it is against the Panthers defense. I know I keep going to keep saying the Panthers that, because the Panthers are the Panthers. They're not that good. All right. Offensively and defensively, they're not that good. All right. And we as a team put a collective effort and a complete game plan and stopped them in all aspects. Caleb Williams had himself a game, his second 300-yard game of the season. And he just surpassed 1,000 yards, and he's now at 1,091 yards, meaning that in the first 5 games, he breaks the Chicago Bears record for the most yards for a rookie within his first 5 games in the NFL. That's more you can really ask for, because in the beginning, remember, it was a lot of question marks on, the yardage. Everyone was complaining about him not getting yards. Well, he has the yards, and people were complaining about him not getting touchdowns. He had 2 today with 0 interceptions. He was very safe with the ball. He was very methodical with his processing. He was a lot more comfortable in this pocket because, the offensive line has been an issue throughout the season so far, but the offensive line actually stood out today because they did their thing with and gave Caleb a lot of time to really make plays down the field. Roma Dunze had some good catches. Cole Kmet had some great plays as well. Let's talk about the running backs real quick, because the running backs, DeAndre Swift had himself a game, had, I think, 2 touchdowns. No, was it, or 1 touchdown? I know for a fact Roshan Johnson had 2 touchdowns, and DeAndre Swift had himself a game. He was utilized properly. You see, utilize him properly, make the right adjustments when it comes to playing him on the outside as a receiving threat and like a screen pass threat. He's going to be really good. And I think Shane Waldron has started to unlock his abilities, and DeAndre Swift is kind of playing like he earned that contract right now. He's earning that right now, that's for sure. Roshan Johnson has been, I feel like he should be utilized a little bit more, but that's just me. I think that, in short yardage situations, it should be Roshan. But I think there's one thing I want to talk about DeAndre Swift, and there was one play where he jumped over. It was like a 4th and 1 on the 1-yard line for on the Panthers side, and he ended up jumping over the play, which at the time it seemed like, okay, I think he got it, right? Well, turns out there was, on a different angle, if you look at it, there was a complete gap between where he could have cut and it would have been a free touchdown, but it just didn't happen. I know it's very nitpicky right now, and especially a win, but small things like that, along with the penalties, man, the penalties, Caleb could have had a lot more yardage if it weren't for those penalties, pre-snap penalties, false starts, etc. Like, I think, this is a learning experience still. This team is still trying to, gel, get a thing. And, the Panthers are very, it's a good game. It's a good game to get your reset on. We're above 500 now. We're going to London next week. Let's figure out how we can really mitigate these issues, how we can mitigate, or limit the amount of turnover, or like not turnovers, excuse me, amount of mistakes pre-snap, because I think that's what's going to be a drive killer when it comes to, short yardage situation, when you actually need touchdowns or need points or need to be in field goal range. And I think that's what Caleb and the offense is still trying to figure out. But every game there's improvement. You see methodically, like you look at each game statistically, Caleb has improved, right? It doesn't matter who his opponents are. Caleb has systematically improved each game. Now we have a test against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who also won their first game of the season. Well, not also. They won their first game of the season this year. And, they're hungry. They want more right now because Doug Peterson is fighting for his job. Trevor Lawrence is trying to get back into a rhythm. And the offense is trying to figure out stuff, and the defense as well. But anyways, that's besides the point. What are some main takeaways I want to say? But like the main takeaways is the Chicago Bears offense looked really good. The defense continues to still thrive, but I would say the coaching, the offensive coordinator Shane Waldron has to really, dial in the beginning of games, because that could be the backbreaker when it comes to, winning or losing a game, especially leaving like a touchdown to Chuba Hubbard in the beginning could, like, if it were another team like the Packers or the Lions, they'll just build off of that momentum. So just continue to push the pedal, and yes, this game, it was a lot easier because it was the Panthers, but I digress. Anyways, yeah, I really enjoyed this game a lot. I think we expect to see Roma Dunze and Keenan Allen be involved more in the next game. And it just, man, I'm really excited. We're on a 2-game winning streak now. And it's just the fact that we're above 500 in 5 games is really nice to see. And it kind of stings a little because if we had won the Colts game, we would be 4-1 right now. We would be in a conversation with, the Commanders or with like a bunch of other teams that are also 4-1. But hey, that's, that's in the past. We lost these 2 games. It happened. It's a learning experience. And, the Bears will only continue to learn as time progresses. And it just really shows, how important it is to have these games before our division games later half of the season, because we are learning a lot about ourselves and our team. And, if we win those games, majority of those games, we could be in contention for the playoffs. And I think this team definitely has playoff aspirations. And being 3-2 going into our London game and potentially before our bye week, pretty solid stuff. You love to see it. And yeah, I guess that's really concludes with what I really think about this game. I really enjoyed it thoroughly. It was a little bit stressful in the beginning, but I'm pretty sure for those of you who came to the live stream, definitely saw my reactions and my thoughts. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. What do you guys like? How you guys feel after that game? It really means a lot to me when you guys subscribe. And thank you guys again so much for the support and you showed during my live stream today. It was the first time I ever did that, and I'm looking forward to doing it a little bit more as the rest of the season progresses. But anyways, that's about it for this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe again. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.